Hey guys, I want to show you how you can use schemawriter to extract a list of entities for a keyword without having a target URL. So let's say that you want to write an article, but you don't have you haven't written the article yet, so you have nothing to optimize on. So you're kind of like you're starting with a blank piece of paper, so to speak. So how do you actually use schemawriter to find the entities if you're writing a new article? So you click generate new. So let's say that the topic of the article is, let's say that the topic of the article is Parasite SEO with social media. So if you want to write a blog post and you want to rank number one in Google or any other search engine, what to do. So this is the target keyword, Parasite SEO with social media. So I click here, Parasite SEO with social media, company, let me use my own company, and target URL, I will leave it empty, location empty, and generate. So now the report will be generated, and let me just click pause. All right, so now the report is done, and we can click view. And so this report is for this keyword. And since we don't have any target URL, so there will be something that's not included in the schema because we don't have any on-page entities because the target URL is empty. We don't have any target URL because we haven't written the article yet. We can still see the competition entities and the competition keywords because that has been scraped. So what I do inside of schemawriter is I click on data, and inside of this table or this report called data, I can now see the top 10 websites here, Ref Growth, Digital Loop, my own two results from my website, and then some other results here. And just to show you that the excluded domains are the domains that I don't scrape. That's for my account. So the reason that I don't scrape this subdomain, Reddit, Quora, Medium, and YouTube, and so on and so forth, is if, for example, if Reddit is ranking on page one, it's not because of the super duper optimal on-page SEO. Reddit will be ranking on page one. I talked about this so many times, but Reddit will be ranking on page one because of Reddit, because it's Reddit, not because of its super duper on-page SEO, right? So same thing with these guys here. So I'm doing a lot of searches from US locations, and that's why I decided to not include MapQuest and Crunchbase and Yelp and Angie, because these are websites that typically appear in search results. I don't want to skew my on-page analysis with websites that I know tend to rank only because they are, powerful websites, right? So anyway, we can see this report here, and so we can actually see all of the entities that this guy has used. Good. So these are all of the entities, and when I'm talking about an entity, I'm talking about a keyword that has a Wikipedia page. So I can copy this, and I can go to Wikipedia, good, and I can search for this keyword, and it will have a Wikipedia page. So this keyword velocity is an entity because it has a Wikipedia page. So let's go back again. So what I can see is in this schemawriter report, I can see all of the entities that has been collected from the top 10 search results. So I can see how many entities does this website use, and this, and my own websites. I can see I use about 40 entities, right? And the total amount of entities, and I can also see where they're used. So I can see this is very, telling actually, because I can actually see, well, where do they actually use entities? Do they use them in H1, H2, H3? And do they use them in the title tag? So this is very interesting and very telling. And I can actually also see that's not related to what I want to show you here. But I can also see, is there any correlation between the amount of entities and unique entities and rank? And there is not in this particular case, because it seems that the more entities you use, the lower you are ranking X, because this is number 1 and this is number 10. So for this particular search term, there doesn't seem to be any correlation between ranking and the amount of entities used. But that's another story. I can also see the word count. So what I can do now is I can click this guy here, dude, export CSV. Let's open it in Excel. And I can, let me just open this guy here. Hold on, let me maximize, insert, no data from text CSV. And dude, so we have now all entities, H1, H2, and so on and so forth. So so this is the CSV. No, let's go back. So this is just that we can use this export CSV. So what we can do now is we can go to Claude, and we can say hello to Claude. Hello Claude. How are you doing? Good. And let's see if Claude is having a good day, bad day, or medium. So yeah, he's Claude guy is doing well. And how's the work on schemawriter? Yeah, it's coming along. It's going good. I have this CSV file. I want you to analyze it. Very detailed. I want to write an article with the title Parasite SEO with social media, and I want to use this CSV file I give to you as the basis of your analysis. The file contains the entities from the top 10 search results, and it shows which entities are used and where they are used. Analyze the CSV in super detail and give me suggestions and recommendations. The article. Good. And now it will ask about the CSV, which I will hold on. All right. Good. So I can see that I'm using Claude Sonnet 4.5. Let's just see here. So probably I should have used Opus 4.5 actually, because that's their newest and most complex model. But okay, anyway, yeah. Let's see what it says. While it's thinking, I will click pause. All right. So now Claude is done, and let's just see here what it came up with. So yeah, so I gave it this prompt, and then I gave it the CSV file, and then it says I'll analyze. And it did take a couple of minutes, and we can see the results of the report is here. So it's I don't know what to say. So let's just start, because it's so comprehensive. I'll just show you the summary and the content metrics benchmarks, but I think it's interesting. So this analysis examines the top 10 Google search results for Parasite SEO with social media to identify winning content patterns and so on. So optimal word count around 3,400 to 3,800 words. Position 1 has 3,806 words. Target entity density is about 15 to 16%, because we are looking at a position 1 that has around 15%. Unique entities around 130 to 150 entities, and total entity mentions means so many entities, between 550 to 600. So you might be asking, well, what's the difference between this and this? Why are so many entities? Well, unique entities is, velocity is one unique entity, right? But you can mention velocity 5 times, and then you have used, let's see here, then you have used 5 entity occurrences, 5 entity mentions. So this just means that between 130 to 150 entities, unique entities, and you could use them this amount of times. And then Claude goes on to analyze page 1 and then just goes through all of the stuff that it recommends. And what I would do, I'm not going to read all of this because it's just so crazy, just too much. What I would do is I would simply ask Claude, could you create an article for me based on your recommendation? That would be the natural step, right? Because there's no need to read all of this. Okay, so it did create a 7,177 words article. So yeah, I don't know. It's just, I'm not going to use this, but let's actually download it and open. All right, so I copied the markdown file and inserted it into Qwen and into Manus. So Manus was a little bit slow, Qwen was faster. I just want to show you how the finished article looks like. So this is what it looks like in Qwen. So nice with the layout. And you can actually, from Qwen, you can just download the HTML. There's not much there's not much information in Qwen, but Manus did understand that this is what it should look like. So this is the complete article. So when you're looking at this article, it's actually a nice article, and I'm sure it will actually rank on page 1. I'm not going to use this because I already have an article with this title, but this article on PBN side would rank on page 1 because it contains all of the entities, all of the topics, and everything. And I mean, it's super easy to use. Of course, it is AI 100%. So you could, if you have a ChatGPT or Claude prompt, humanization prompt, you could go through this content and ask it. Let's actually use 0GPT, because I don't know how this will be in terms of AI. So yeah, 59.98% AI GPT. So it's not the best in terms of human, taste, but it's an article of more than 7,000 words, and you would no way, never in your life write an article with more than 7,000 words on any topic today, because we have AI. So yeah, this was a video about how to use schemawriter entities and how to use it as a basis, an example of how you can write an AI article on the basis of reverse engineers entities. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.